Mic check, 1, 2, 3. 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 Three. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. No, okay, cool. Yeah, I just heard it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know if I can, like maybe if Jackie's not busy, it would just be kind of hard to like hear myself cueing like while I'm doing another one.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Lowered mic volume. Not great. The mic volume is playing out in the loudspeaker. So, yeah. I tried to... That didn't work. I was messing with this on here. That didn't work. She said this has happened before. I think this is what Carly texted me about once. Oh, oh my god. Oh.
Sorry, that's probably really annoying for you. Okay, I'm like shocked that it's coming out with that all the way down. No. Was that master volume all the way up, Sophia? I haven't touched that for you. Should lower this. Like the class last night, like was this not the case for that? I don't know. Oh no. Okay. How's it going, Sophia? Test. Is this, yeah, it's on, okay. I guess I'm gonna unplug this for a second to see what we hear. Okay, test. Seems like it wouldn't be the option, but alright, and I tested this one. This is the one that's coming on the room, right? Test. Test. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, so this needs to be on C media USB. Mic needs to be where it is, but then stage and rack down. That being said, though, like really cool texture. If this wasn't, I don't know. However, the only problem, I don't think this is like the solution because she can't hear music out here, and I don't think. Like I think if I turn this up, it's not gonna be that loud. Can you turn up? guys hear it? No. You said no, right? You can? Like out of the speakers? Oh.
Test, 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 test.
Let me know if you can hear my voice out of the speakers. The delay. Dang it. Okay, so rack is up. Now I need to lower rack and move stage up. Try that. Okay.
Test, 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 test.
Can you hear any music out there, out of the speakers right now? Okay, that's the thing. And she can't hear any music. So I'm fine with leaving it as is so we can get this film, but like it's definitely not solved. It's like a band-aid. Okay. So turn down stage and rack because the string music is fine.
Test, test, test.
Sophia, are you okay with not having any music in here? Okay. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Do we feel like we're at least at a part to do this class? Okay. I'll be back soon. Great. Okay. Here's yeah, I would say think of it though as if somebody could do that, like are they getting like if there's a fold, like they're getting this like lower back stretch probably. So like to focus on that or like think about that too of like if someone can't do that, what are they getting out of what you're doing? It was more like arm based and there wasn't any legs at all, but I feel most of the poses when I found were yeah, I'd say were great. Don't do things that are only upper body, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, cause like warrior two is like super full like this. Yeah. And you can even do it like where your back foot moves back. So I can like say like you can also try this too and
Yeah, exactly.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
And then they can just do whatever
I
they
can give like progressions. I can be like, oh, if you're here, you can look over, you can open the knee out, and then
Yeah.
like
And I would think too of like, don't worry about it being super flowy, because if you think about it, if somebody needs to like literally pick their leg up to put it there, like they're gonna need some time.
Okay.
So like spend almost like a weird amount of time for like a vinyasa class
Okay.
in a pose.
There's also like really neat poses like eagle, like you can
Yeah.
do eagle here, you can do tree. And then the vinyasa is super cool, like you can do chaturanga like this, which is awesome.
Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea. Thank you.
So we should be good now then. With the mic. Oh, like we can you can hear me, but we're just going without music out here, right? Okay, cool. Mic check, 1 2 3. It's still on. Okay, awesome. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Sophia and today I'll be leading you all through a chair yoga class. So we'll begin in a seated position, find a comfortable spot. And you can maybe allow your palms to rest on your knees for a more grounding position, or maybe palms up for a little more openness. Whichever you choose, that's perfectly okay. And we'll begin to notice the breath here, whether it may be fast or slow, without changing it just yet. Maybe allowing the eyes to flutter shut. And we'll slowly begin to start lengthening the inhales and equally lengthening the exhales. Maybe finding the Ujjayi breath or victorious breath. So this is made through constricting the throat. And you can even hear it. It's more of an audible breath. And for today's pranayama practice or breath work, we'll be taking 10 focused breaths together. So inhale and exhale to prepare. And then we'll inhale 1, exhale 1, inhale 2, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 3, inhale 4, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 5, inhale 6, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 7, inhale 8, exhale 8, inhale 9, exhale 9, inhale 10, and exhale 10. From here, feel free to set your sankalpa or your intention for today's practice. Maybe even sending some of the love you cultivate today on your mat to someone in need. And then we'll take a few moments to think about this intention. And then we'll begin to start warming up the body. So gently allowing your eyes to flutter open here. And there's 2 variations of this, and feel free to take whichever one is comfortable for you today or is in your practice. So we'll begin with our ankles, but if you'd like, you can totally substitute with your wrists. You'll get very similar benefits. So on your inhale, we'll lift the legs up into the air, and I'll show you with the hands as well. So we'll flex the hands and the feet, and then on your exhale we'll fold, pointing the toes and maybe pointing the fingers down towards the earth. Inhale to flex, exhale to point, inhale to flex, and exhale to point. From here, maybe taking wrist rolls or ankle rolls, moving in one direction, and we'll be here for about 1 or 2 more breaths. And then we'll move in the opposite direction. Really getting comfortable and warming it up. 1 more breath. And then on your next exhale, we'll plant the feet and the palms on the knees here. And then we'll begin to warm up the knees as well. You can always stay here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bend. Great job, guys. We're doing great. So from here, we can even warm up the hip joints, compressing the hips. So we'll begin with the right side. So if this is inaccessible for you, once again, we can practice our pranayama breath, maybe coming back to that ocean breath here, and maybe focusing on stacking your vertebrae. So if you'd like to try the hip opener, we'll bring the right knee into the chest, holding here for a few breaths. And if this is inaccessible, you can totally feel free to just grab the knee here. We'll take about 2 more breaths in this position. And then from here, we'll plant the right foot back onto the mat and we'll switch to the left side. So once again, you can just stay here, grabbing your knee, maybe focusing on the left side. Or if you'd like, you can eventually lift the left foot off the mat, bringing it close to you, hugging it into your chest. Whichever variation you choose, that's perfectly okay and perfectly perfect. About 3 more breaths. I'm even lifting my left heel off the mat here, so feel free to do that as well for a little bit more of a foot stretch. And then on your next inhale, we'll rise back to a neutral spine, having both feet on the mat, and we'll begin to open up the torso. So on your inhale, we'll bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, release them down the back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Now we'll move in the opposite direction. Inhale and exhale, release your shoulders down your front body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Inhale back to neutral spine. And from here, on your exhale, we'll drop chin to chest. Inhale, right ear towards right shoulder. Maybe pausing here for a nice stretch in your left, then the left side of your neck. Take about 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Feeling a lengthening in the right side of your neck here. One more breath. And then we can add more fluid moments. On the exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear towards right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Left ear towards left shoulder on your inhale. Then on your exhale, chin to chest. For the next inhale, maybe making a full revolution with your neck if that feels good. Moving in one direction and then the other. And then on your next breath, we'll gently come back to a neutral spine, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. And from here, on your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, we'll bring the right hand beside us, maybe grabbing onto the chair if you'd like. And we'll reach the left arm up overhead, feeling a lengthening in the left side body. Feel free to move as deep as you'd like, or you can even stay at center. You'll still feel lengthening here. About 3 more breaths. next inhale, we'll sweep the right arm into the air to meet the left. And then we'll exhale, bring the left beside us, reaching the right arm up overhead. If this is too much, we can always stay back at center, and we'll hold here for about 4 breaths, wherever you are. And on your next inhale, reaching both arms up overhead. And then we'll exhale, twist towards the right side. Feel free to wrap the right arm behind you, maybe grabbing onto your chair. And we'll bring the left hand on top of right knee. For a gentle twist. If you'd like, you can even open your arms out to a T and look over your left shoulder, or your right shoulder, for a little extra. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Finding a nice gentle twist here, not going too deep just yet. And then on the next inhale, look forward, and exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, maybe pausing here for a few moments. And then on your exhale, twisting towards your left side, maybe grabbing the chair behind you with your left hand and bringing your right palm on top of your left knee. Once again, if you'd like to open your arms out to a T, feel free to do so, looking over your right shoulder. Or your left, for a little extra. One more breath. And then on your inhale, look forward, and exhale, release your bind, maybe shaking it out if you'd like. And then we'll begin our seated cat-cows. So we'll bring the palms on top of the knees. And from here on your inhale, we'll bring the chest through the arms, maybe finding a slight arch in the back, lifting your chin up towards the sky, pausing here for 1 breath. And then on your next exhale, we'll round the spine, bringing chin to chest for cat pose. 1 breath. And then inhale for cow, bringing your chest through, lifting your chin towards the sky. And exhale for cat, rounding your spine, chin to chest. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, cow. Maybe pausing here if you'd like for 1 breath. And then exhale, rounding your spine, finding cat pose. Maybe holding here for 1 breath. And on your next inhale, finding a neutral spine. So from here, we'll be taking bird dog. So there's a couple variations that I'll move through, and feel free to do whichever is most comfortable for you. So to begin, we'll reach the right arm into the air and the left leg out in front of us. If the left leg is too much, you can always keep it planted, and we can stay here. So we can stay stationary, or if you're feeling really creative and flowy today, on your exhale, you can bring your elbow towards your knee, finding a nice core engagement here. And then we'll inhale to lengthen, maybe lengthening out your leg if that's okay and that feels comfortable today. And then on the exhale, maybe rounding elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. And then we'll exhale to round, maybe bringing the elbow to knee once again, holding here for 1 breath. And on your next inhale, we'll lengthen, reaching, reaching, reaching up to the sky. And then exhale, planting your right palm back onto your knee. And then we'll inhale, sweep the left arm into the air. Feel free to stay here the whole time if you'd like. This is perfectly good, and you really get a nice side body stretch. And if you'd like, and it's in your practice, you can lengthen the right leg out in front of you. We can hold here for bird dog, or if you'd like to add that movement on your exhale, you can bring your elbow to knee. And then we'll inhale to lengthen. Yeah, exhale, round. Maybe pausing wherever you feel comfortable, moving as slow or as fast as you'd like. Moving at your own pace this morning. If you'd like, maybe inhale to reach and exhale to round. Last one, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round, holding here for one breath. And we'll inhale to lengthen up, maybe reaching both palms up, giving yourself a nice stretch. And then we'll find some more side body stretches. On your exhale, maybe bringing both hands towards your right side, feeling a nice stretch on your left side body. One more breath here. And then inhale, come back to center. And we'll exhale down towards the left side. And if this is too much, and if it's too much in your arms, you can always come back to center, maybe resting your palms, and come back to meet us whenever you'd like throughout today's practice. One more breath. And then we'll inhale back to center and exhale, release. Maybe shaking it out if you'd like. You all are doing so great. Feel free to take a water break here or come back to your breath.